April the 13th is significant for Italians because that means spending Easter indoors, distant from families. Of course, Easter is important here in Italy. It is a Catholic country. Many would be attending services at church or perhaps having family gatherings. Conte told Italians that he is asking them to make this further sacrifice to overcome the virus. And since March the 11th, that sacrifice has included stopping all unnecessary travel, all non-essential businesses, and remaining indoors. As the lockdown has continued, we've seen more and more restrictive measures implemented, including harsher fines for those not following the rules. Currently, there are more than 80,000 COVID-19 positive patients in Italy, with over 13,000 deaths. The latest figures released Wednesday saw an increase in new cases, in contrast to a fall seen across the last week. Currently, there are 4,000 people in intensive care due to COVID-19 in Italy, but the positive news is that the rate of those needed to go into that intensive care has slowed down. On Wednesday, only 12 new patients were admitted. Meanwhile, the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, has written a letter apologising to Italy for a lack of solidarity. For at the beginning of this crisis, she said that too many EU nations were only concerned about protecting themselves, and this pandemic can only be stopped by working collectively. She said 100 billion euros will be allocated to countries who have suffered the most, and this will begin here with Italy. Some member states have already been helping. Germany used a specialist military plane last week to help evacuate 30 people for urgent treatment from the Italian city of Bergamo. That city has been the worst affected and the heaviest hit by the virus. Medical teams from Russia, Cuba and China have been arriving in the last few weeks to help Italy face this crisis, which unfortunately looks like it's going to set to continue not just for weeks, but perhaps for months to come.